Here is the truth that nobody tells you about the forex market or the forex industry. You don't lose your you don't lose because your strategy is bad, but you lose because your emotions and your psychology is not in check. Welcome to Mind Over Markets, where I say master your mind to master the markets. Now, you see, with many mentors and many gurus who are here online, they teach certain strategies, and you are promised that by the end of a certain period, you will be profitable. This might be true to a certain aspect. If at all you practice that strategy, you learn it and you master it, and on top of that, you master your own psychology. That is when you attain your profitability. But without mastering your mind and yourself, you won't be able to capitalize enough on any trade, and by the end of it all, you won't even be profitable. These have happened to so many people, including myself. At first, when you join the forex industry, you think that if you follow the right path, you usually think that if you happen to find the best strategy, you take your time to learn it, backtest it, collect data about that strategy, and after collecting data, you come into the live market. And after coming to the live market, you carry on case studies and you trade maybe on a demo account or with small funds. By so doing, you believe by a certain period of time you will have been profitable, and that is usually the most fed lies by most people. You know, in forex industry, you don't have to be the best analytical trader or analytical person. You don't have to be with the best knowledge in how to analyze the markets, may it be technical or fundamental. You don't have to be any of that. For you to be profitable in trading, you can just execute buy and sell, and you will be profitable. This is because when you first join the forex industry, you are of pure mind and you are here to win. But along the way, when you start you learn the first strategy, it doesn't work. You learn the second strategy, it doesn't work. You learn the third strategy. While you are learning the third strategy, you find somebody somewhere who is trading maybe Elliott wave, whatever kind of strategy, supply and demand. You tend to think that their strategy is much better. But I can tell you for sure that there is no trading strategy that is perfect. Every strategy will have a losing strike, winning strike, and it will have losses. But how you carry yourself during the loss, that is what will matter, and that is what will determine your profitability. In trading, you just need to master yourself. That is it. If you come into the forex industry, you master your own psychology. You get to understand that maybe when I'm in buy and price tend to retrace or price tend to sell, I usually panic, and when I panic, my mind tells me to get out of the trade. Probably I'm floating, I'm up maybe 2 or 3 and maybe my target is 5 So my mind is telling me to get out of that trade and close the trade at 2 so that I don't lose the 2 But when you realize that and your system is backed with that, you will have to control your mind and tell it that this system, I'm here to execute my system, not to execute my mind. And by so doing, you will end up holding that trade. Maybe it can take you out at break even, or if you didn't adjust your stop loss, or your rules don't tell you to go on break even, you will end up losing that trade. which is totally fine. Firstly, because your system is backed with data and is proven to be working on a long-term basis. And even if you hit a tipping on that trade, it won't affect your psychology because you are there to execute your system and not your mind. In most cases, there are some people do trade differently. Some people will tell you to kill your emotions, which is nearly impossible because we are all human beings, and as long as we continue being human beings, we'll have emotions. So what you have to do is just keep them in check. Maybe you are trading on a loss, and your stop loss has not yet been hit, and your system have been proven to be working in long term. So you just have to let the loss run till it hits your stop loss and checks you out, whereby your stop loss or your loss, maybe it was 0.5% or 0.5%, or maybe it's 1%, whatever risk it was, you had earlier calculated, and you know that before I get into this trade, I'm willing to risk this 0.5%. And the other thing is that I don't control the market. Rather, I control my emotions and how I react in the market. So when I'm in this trade, I'll try as much as possible to execute my plan and not my mind. Because personally, as I do my trading, I realize in most cases I can be floating on my. I usually target a 5 hour or 10 hour. A trade can, let's say for instance, with a trade of 5 hour, that is 5 risk to reward ratio. My trade can be running at a 4 hour. It misses my TP with around maybe a pip or maybe 2 to 3 pips. Okay,